Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday drawing session with me, Frank Cho. There's my trusty Pentel mechanical pencil with zero point 0.7 HB millimeter lead and my kneaded eraser. And here's my favorite paper to draw on, Strathmore Bristolboard 300 series with vellum surface. Today, I am going to draw Alien. Now, the Alien property is actually kind of interesting. I thought the sequel is one of those rare movie where the sequel to me is better than the original. So even though I liked the Alien movie, the first one, I absolutely love the second sequel, Aliens by James Cameron, which came out in 1986. So 1986 is absolutely a fantastic year for me. I remember I snuck in with my friends. So we basically went to see Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then we snuck in. Once Ferris Bueller's Day Off was over, we snuck into the next movie room, which was playing Aliens. And man, that weekend, literally, we saw like the two of the best 1980s movies ever. Ferris Bueller's Day Off and then Aliens. I mean, it was talk about talk about being in the right place at the right time. So anyway, I absolutely love Aliens, and I decided to draw Alien. Now the Alien design is actually it's one of those like a stroke of genius. It was designed by Geiger, and it's basically a very organic skeletal thing, and I don't know what it is. I guess it's that the elongated head, the dome look with the teeth and all. It just captures that nightmare. You know, it's nightmare in a physical form, essentially, to me anyway. So the image I had in mind is Alien kind of like defeated Conquest. So last week I drew Conquest from the Invincible TV show, and if you guys paid attention, Conquest, his foot was on the head of an alien. So this time around, I decided to flip the card and have Alien, one of the alien warrior defeated Conquest. So Conquest is on the bottom and Alien is on the top. So with that image in mind, I just kind of went at it. Now, Alien is very tricky to draw because there's so many like design element nuances that I'm not familiar with. So I printed out an Alien reference sheet, so you could see me using that sheet to kind of like figure out what the different body parts look like. Now, don't be afraid to use reference, because everyone uses reference. Anyone who tells you who don't use reference, they're just lying. So there I am using the alien suit to basically get a general idea. Now, I'm not going to be like married to that suit, because I am going to like throughout the drawing, I'm going to just change things and tweak it, which makes sense because like all the different aliens sequels, they use slightly different alien designs. So as long as you have that elongated head, that skeletal torso, and these kind of horns, I guess spinal horns that comes out, and the tail, you're fine. You're good to go. So there I am just drawing the ribs, essentially. And then I realized, oh, actually, kind of like the rib cage, kind of the ribs go in like a different angle than the first angle that I drew in. Now the alien arm is very interesting because it's very long and thin. It's more like a more of a bone than actual muscle. So they have an exoskeleton, And so it's like a weird organic, very scrawny muscle, not scrawny, but very thin muscle, kind of encased in an exoskeleton. Now, I remember when I first saw Aliens by James Cameron, which I think is still one of the greatest action movie of all time. I mean, it just blew me away. I mean, I absolutely loved it. I mean, just the idea of a colonial space marines going in to rescue the families of the terraformers. Now, this is 1986. Terraforming, just the concept of terraforming just blew my mind. These multi-billion-dollar corporation going into a planet and basically terraforming, giving it atmosphere, and so that humans can live ultimately live on it. So the idea of terraforming a planet when you're a kid just absolutely just blew my mind. And then to see all these aliens and then have it revealed that they're just workers, and there's a queen in the middle of this giant hive. I mean, like I can't give enough credit to James Cameron. I mean, James Cameron just absolutely just like jump started my imagination with that one movie. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I guess Cameron is like my favorite movie director currently working right now, because like everything he has done has been a hit. I mean, like he has every movie that I've seen of James Cameron has been I absolutely love, including Titanic. I mean, when Titanic first came out, I thought that was going to be the first bomb in James Cameron's you know Rolodex, but no, actually, it became one of the greatest, the most profitable movie of all time. I mean, like, I mean, Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Aliens, Abyss. Abyss is another absolutely fantastic movie. I really love that movie too. And then Titanic, Avatar 1, Avatar 2, True Lies. True Lies was another movie that I actually enjoyed. What's his name? When I saw that Tom Arnold was going to be in it, I thought, ooh, talk about a bad casting. And then I was actually really surprised how well Tom Arnold, his character was playing Arnold's sidekick. Well, you know, but that's a different movie. So everything James Cameron did or is still doing is, to me, is just he's like the best director right now. And Aliens, the sequel to Alien, is like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm drawing the jaw. I decided not to draw the second mouth that pops out, because I thought that would be kind of distracting. So I just love the overall shape of that head. It has a nice curve, elongated curve, and that kind of like the carapace dome over his head. It's absolutely incredible. Now the thing that I actually the alien people should have done was, you know, I thought about pitching an idea to Dark Horse at one point, to write the Alien. At the time, I think they had the Aliens property. I would have the aliens come closer and closer with each new miniseries. Have the aliens come closer and closer to Earth. So the next planet they basically colonize would be like Mars, and then no, and then have them send the Colonial Marines again, and then the next series would be aliens invading the moon, the moon colony, and then the space sending the space colonials, space marine colonial marines, and then ultimately the big story arc would end with aliens invading Earth, and there's like an all out battle with with this Colonial Marines, and I thought it would be cool to have them have the Colonial Marines be in these like heavy duty armor, kind of like that. That novel Armor by Stakely, something like that. I think that would have been really great. So have all these like armored Colonial Marines, just battling out with aliens. So I have like crazy ideas like that all the time, but I just don't have time to work on any of them. I actually have like about half dozen ideas, stories that I've written or half written that's sitting in my desk that I should just draw, turn into a comic book. I've done two of them. I've done Fight Girls and then and Skyborn. Those two stories that I've written back in college, around in my 20s, that I ultimately just turned into a comic book. Um, and I have like another half dozen more stories that I really should just get off my butt and just like do it. Like I'm not getting any younger. So anyway, yeah. So I got a lot of stories, and I would have loved to have done like an alien story, a comic book, written and drawn one. So yeah, with the alien design, just make sure you keep it, have them be like elongated. The whole figure be elongated and dark. And the alien has this kind of like this bony shoulder pad, and all the different movies has like a slightly different variation of that shoulder pad design. So you can see on the reference, it has like a more of a attached look, but the ones that I'm drawing are like kind of like detached. So I've seen all the Alien versus Predator movies. The idea is great, but I thought the all the movies they kind of sucked. They, God, I wish they would hire like comic book writers. I mean, like there's as comic book writers, we tend to be more visual people. So they always tend to like I don't know, they always kind of mess it up. They always like put in the wrong character. And I mean, it's just. I mean, they could have done such a far better job with it than than trying to shoehorn these weak characters into the thing. It should just be just Alien and Predator just going all out. Just forget about the humans, and and if they get in the way, just have the humans be terminated. So it should just be just. They should just, if they do Alien versus Predator, I think they should just focus on the Predator. Like being like a real hunter, just like tracking down the alien and then going at it. You know, with all of his high tech weapons, and then because the aliens are so much more numerous, have them be really really close. I think that would have been like great. It's almost like a survival movie, where the main hero is Predator or something like that. Just leave the humans out of it, and all that stupid government corporation and all that. So drawing that thin arm. Actually, I recently saw I guess the Alien Romulus about a month ago on Blu-ray, And actually, it was pretty good. I was actually surprised. It was better than I thought. But they seem to kind of rehash the all the old storyline. But I thought they did it well enough that it was enjoyable and entertaining. The human alien hybrid at the end, which is, oof, man, talk about creepy. So I remember when I first saw that guy who played that alien human hybrid. He was actually a basketball player, and I remember I was on YouTube and I saw this guy. I think it was like over, I think close to 8 feet tall or something like that, and just the way he was built and the way he moved, it was like he just did not look like human. I mean, if you guys get a chance, you should look that guy up on YouTube. I mean, he is just a, even as, without all that prosthetics and makeup, he is one creepy, just really strange looking guy because his proportions are just so uncanny and inhuman. So there I am drawing the hand. So if I remember correctly, the alien has two thumbs on either side of his hand. So if you get stuck drawing aliens, I mean, just remember, aliens essentially has a black exoskeleton. Just make it dark. Just cover half of it in shadows. That still works. And the alien has this kind of like weird opening between the exoskeletons, and that has like a ridged muscle surface. So if you guys ever get a chance to go to Switzerland, in Switzerland there is a Geiger Museum. I forgot, it's right by this castle. Man, I hate growing old. I can't remember the castle's name. But yeah, there's a Geiger Museum, and is it no it's Geiger Giger Museum, and it's actually pretty good. I didn't get in. I didn't go into it because it closed. But I'm gonna next time I go there, I'm gonna check it out. And I did peek through the window and saw all these like really great Giger original art and statues and stuff like that. And across the street from the museum is the Giger bar. So the entire bar is shaped or designed by Giger. So it looked like you're going inside a like an alien spaceship almost. And all the different chairs and tables are designed by or inspired by Giger's design, and it's actually really cool. So the drawing does that bony, long, bony Arsenio Hall fingers. I guess I'm dating myself by making that reference. Just doing all these little ridges. One of these days, I'm gonna buy one of those really cool alien statues. I think XM Studios did a really beautiful alien statue about 10 years ago. There was one by like a Japanese sculptor. I mean, he did like a really like a grouping of aliens. I thought it was really beautiful. So there I am drawing Conquest, who just got his butt kicked and is like lying unconscious at the feet of the alien. Yeah, Conquest is a balding guy. This angle, drawing this head in this angle is actually kind of tricky. There's the trapezius, and then there's the deltoid. The deltoid is split into three large muscle groups. So keep that in mind when you're drawing the shoulders. The guy who actually draws like beautiful shoulders is Neil Adams. Neil, I guess I praise Neil Adam all the time, but Neil is the man. Actually, the more I get stuck on the drawing, I often look at Neil Adams stuff a lot. Neil and Garcia Lopez, those two guys I actually really enjoy, and John Buscema, those three guys. But Neil is by far the one that I often look to if I need to be inspired. There's a collarbone. Yeah, Conquest got knocked out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a lot of message on my YouTube video saying, "There's no way Conquest would lose to an alien." Yeah, you're probably right, but this is comic book, fantasy, so it's fun to make stuff up. It's like Superman versus Batman. I mean, there's no way Superman would lose. Superman would win every single time. But, but it depends on the writer. If the writer is a big Batman fan, Batman will win. And if it's like a Superman writer, Superman will win. But in reality, Superman will win every single time. As much as I love Batman, I've never knew why people would give Batman so much credit as just being this genius who knows everyone's weakness. I think that's a complete crock. You know, don't get me wrong. I do love Batman more than Superman, but let's be honest. I mean, Superman would destroy Batman in a heartbeat. Yeah, but you got to give him if he has time to prepare and all that. That's bull. Superman is a freaking walking god, and Batman is just a billionaire with expensive gadgets. So yeah, I decided to draw that hand, draw that alien hand, kind of like choking, or So I originally wanted to have it on the Conquest chest, but I said, it doesn't look dramatic enough. So I'm gonna erase it and just elongate the arm, and just have the alien's hand around Conquest's throat. I thought that would make it more dramatic and more powerful. Kind of like showcasing how strong the alien is, or how dominant the alien is. And that forced perspective is tricky, but once you know like the basic anatomy and basic perspective, you should able to draw the human figure in any angle. That just comes with practice. Drawing that leg. So if I'm inking this, all of that would be in just solid black. I think it was Wally Wood who said it famously, when in doubt, black it out. Doing all that little design element on the alien foot. So the alien foot is very similar to the alien hand, just make it more elongated. Darkening the underside of the rib cage. Looking at the hip bone, the upper crest of the hip bone. Yeah, once you kind of start drawing the alien, you kind of get a feel for the overall design, and after a while, you can kind of fake some of the design elements. As long as it stays very, looks like the overall design of it, you can just kind of like tweak it and and mess around with it. And there's that the dorsal fin. I'm not sure what you call those. These spinal protrusion. They almost look like little smokestacks. I'm drawing the arm, the forearm. I really need to go back and rewatch the Aliens movie, because I saw the first one a few times and I saw the second one, The Aliens by James Cameron. God, I must have watched it about like 10 times, 10 or more times throughout my life. But I really haven't rewatched the Alien 3 or 4, the one by Fincher and then the other one by that French guy. I really should go back and rewatch it. And I kind of wish they would stay away from Sigourney Weaver's character. I mean, they constantly trying to shoehorn into it. And I think that's where, the franchise just kind of like completely falls apart. I mean, she was absolutely great in the first one and absolutely just fantastic in the second one. But after that, I think you should just kind of, just let her go and bring in someone else, bring in like a different character to highlight. And that long tail, that long spinal tail. And at the end of the tail has this kind of like a barb, almost like a devil's tail, which was really great. I mean, in the Aliens, the James Cameron Aliens, when the Queen attached herself under the ship, and then it comes out and just absolutely just like pierce Bishop, and with the tail. I think, man, I remember me and my friends, we were just kids. When we saw that, we were like, oh, holy crap! And then the Queen just like rip him in half, and I thought that was like one of the most craziest thing I ever seen up to that point in my life. And I remember that movie just stayed with me. I remember that just it was just like Aliens, and the two movies that just absolutely stayed with me was during that time period was Aliens and The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. So those two movies just absolutely just lived in my head for, I mean, still lives in my head. I mean, those two movies are just absolutely just classic, classic. And so the acid for blood, that really concentrated acid for blood, so just wanted to show that, the blood is all dripped all over Conquest uniform, so it's just kind of eating away, and maybe have ate away part of his chest too. So you draw this smoke, this acid smoke, just like, kind of like coming out. Yeah, Ridley Scott, the first Alien movie, he always does like a really beautiful job of just lighting it just right. I mean, like, when I think about like lighting and smoke and that whole atmosphere, I think Ridley Scott is just one of the best. I mean, his direction on Blade Runner. I mean, Blade Runner is like one of my favorite sci-fi movie of all time, and it's just so absolutely beautiful, and I just love all that smoke and the light that he does, the light effect that he does in the smoke. So I like to keep that in mind when I'm drawing something. I always have like I mean, I watch. I'm a movie freak, so I watch so many movies. So when I draw certain stuff, I have this like a movie image in the back of my mind, kind of dictating the mood or the scene. I mean, like another movie that I love as a kid, roughly around the same time, was Legend, by Ridley Scott, with Tim Curry playing Darkness, this big uh, satanic devil, demon looking thing with this great big horn, designed by what's his name, Rob Bottin. Rob Bottin was also the FX creature effect guy on the thing. I mean, that guy was just an absolute genius, a madman, a genius. It's too bad that he retired early, but man. But Legend by Ridley Scott, It's a little campy at times, but just the overall design, the set design, just the overall look of the movie. So when I draw fantasy fairy tale stuff, I think of that movie, Legend by Ridley Scott. Just the lighting, the shadow, the smoke, and then and the hazy summer light with pollens in the air, and that cold winter light with frost in the air. James Cameron, Ridley Scott, just a master of light and shadow. And so is James Cameron. I mean, James Cameron also does like a beautiful light and shadow, how to direct light and shadow stuff. So I'm going back and just kind of like highlighting and darkening some lines. I'm just kind of tweaking the head around a bit. Kind of, at this point, I'm just erasing all the straight marks. Well, the thing is, like, I realized that I drew the head, the elongated head, a little too long. So I'm probably gonna go back and once I finish shooting this video, I'm gonna go back and kind of like tweak the head a little bit, make it shorter. So that's the thing. Like when I'm doing these videos, I'm just doing everything in one sitting. It's always good to like take breaks when you're drawing and then come back with fresh eyes, because that will you will see all the neat all the bad drawings, and so that you can kind of fix it and all that. So that's kind of like the bad part of when I'm doing these videos, because I'm just doing it just just all in one sitting. But in reality, when I'm drawing, when I'm actually working, I actually take multiple breaks and then just constantly coming back with fresh eyes to see if there's any like mistakes or bad drawings, that I could fix. But overall, I mean, this drawing came out okay. So there it is, Alien versus Conquest.